All right, for more on developments in Mozambique, we speak to Institute for Security Studies research consultant Borges Nhamirre. Good afternoon, Mr. Nhamirre. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. So it's day 4 of the renewed protests, of course, post that Constitutional Council announcement of the win of Daniel Shapo. Now, we've just heard from our reporter that trucks are now being processed yet again at the border, and it seems as though, from just that statement, that it's been hassle-free, that perhaps on the other side in Mozambique, the protesters are losing steam or things are settling down. What is the situation like?
Yeah, thank you. I think it's very early to say that the situation is settling down. We cannot predict what's going to happen. So much likely that on Monday, a new protest will start. Actually, the opposition leader, the presidential candidate who is leading this protest, has announced that a new wave of protests that will announce from Monday, which will be more tough than this one. So the situation remains unexpected.
So could we, at the very least, perhaps attribute what we're seeing now with the ability of trucks to go into the country to perhaps Venancio Mondlane's call for a bit of restraint when it comes to the looting, the destroying of infrastructure, and even damaging of some of these trucks?
I think it's more than that. Mondlane always say that the border should be blocked, but however, when weekend approach, he tells people to stop the protests simply to bar the people who have been killed during this protest, because this is another phase of these protests. We have so far almost 300 people that have been killed, more than 150 in the last 6 days. So actually, since the Constitutional Council announced the results on Monday, so he just said today in one more live broadcast that a protest should refrain from tomorrow to allow people to bury their beloved one, and then from next week it will resume again.
So with this resumption, you're saying that they're regrouping, and from Monday it's going to be more intense. But what do you guys expect? When it's supposed to be an intense protest, what exactly does that mean? Will there be destruction of property, or again there'll be a level of restraint where it's just demonstrations, the banging of pots, everything that we've seen before?
Well, in every new stage, it announces new different measures, new different way of protesting. So I cannot expect what is going to happen, but I can foresee that the movements from the main roads will be blocked and stores will be looted. Mondlane doesn't call people to loot stores. He never did such a thing. However, what happens is that there's a combination of a political unrest, but also a lot of poverty and inequality. So people see this political unrest as an opportunity to loot and get something for themselves to eat. And this is a Christmas and a New Year Eve, so people want to get something to eat, and this is something that we can understand given the context of the deep poverty here in Maputo, basically, and in other rural area of urban area of Mozambique.
Dr. Nhamirre, there's now a new dynamic that has been added to these protests, and that's the escape of the prisoners, which some are saying have now infiltrated these protesters, and they're among them, and possibly we could see more destruction. What does this really do insofar as delegitimizing the protesters' call or genuine call?
There has been a huge debate around this prison break in Maputo, something that even the government doesn't speak in the same voice. For example, the Minister of Justice said that the rebellion started from inside the prison, while the chief police said that it started from outside. However, what happened is that last night in Maputo, people did not sleep. They organized themselves to patrol the neighborhoods, because there was this rumor that the prisoners who escaped from the jail would attack people, rape women. However, in my analysis, I don't think this is a reality. Imagine if someone escaped from the prison. The next thing you want to do is just to find a refugee, a safe place to stay. So I think this also is an unjustified fear. And actually, there's no verified information that a single household was attacked by these people.
But what does this escape really say about the government's ability to actually deal with security issues in the country? Because it seems as though their security has been compromised yet again.
Yeah, security has been compromised, and we should not forget that Mozambique is weak. Is a weak state, so the Mozambique Defense and Security Force are not quite strong. We will recall that just a couple of months ago, We had in Mozambique some force in northern part of the country, in Cabo Delgado, helping Mozambique to fight against terrorists in just a few districts. So now we're having this unrest happening in the capital city of Maputo. So this poses a big challenge to Mozambican defense and security force, including the intelligence force. So Mozambique will face this kind of problem. However, regarding the prison break, it requires more deep analysis and understanding to see if this is something that really the prisoners, they escaped or someone opened the doors of the prison. We need also to consider the problem of corruption. The risk that the prisoner paid some amount of money to the prison vigilance to allow them to go out is there. So it requires more time. It just happened a couple of days ago. We need to conduct research and take our time to understand what happened. But so far, I can say that these people who escaped from the prison, they are not so far attacking people in the streets of Maputo. They are not adding more problem until this point.
All right. Hopefully it will become more clearer how exactly they escaped from prison. But thank you very much, Borges Nhamirre. He is Security Studies Research Consultant based in Mozambique.